Okay, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Good evening. Where you're watching us from, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. If you're watching us from the diaspora, I want to say thank you and welcome to another beautiful show tonight. We have our guest, Mr. Masari. I want to say thank you for joining us. If you are joining us from every part of Africa, I want to say good evening from our end in Liberia. Today is the 24th of February 2024, and today is another beautiful, beautiful show on the family diary. The diary section comes your way every Saturday at about this time. So in Liberia we have, what's the time?
7:07
p.m. in Liberia. So we want you to please continue watching and following this platform. As you may be aware, this is the only platform in Liberia that is always bringing this to you. Everything that has to do with family life, relationship, marriage. It also brings healing and also bring other benefits as it relates to relationship. But the CEO better tell us or introduce the show tonight. My name is Reginus. Let me behind your camera. Tonight we're going to be talking about on a topic that says, can a person have a successful relationship with multiple partners? So welcome, Mr. Amara, the CEO of Family Diary. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, I would say thank you, Regan. Thank you to everyone, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to be part of the show. And let me just quickly give a brief summary of Family Diary. Family Diary is a platform for interaction, discussion, and sharing of life experience that will bring healing and improvement in marriages. So with us, with Family Diary, we are here to stay, and Family Diary motto is, with Family Diary, every story counts and every story matters. So thank you, and we hope you could continue sharing the page, and motivate us as well. Leave your comments, because those comments will help us improve better. So we say welcome to the show, welcome to our diary session edition. And tonight discussion, like what the co-hosts have just said, we want to catalog on the experience of multiple partners, So our brother here, Mr. Victor Masare, will better elaborate on it, and we hope that we could learn from his own experience, whether he will be talking for or against. That's why we are here tonight, for us to listen. So thank you, Regan.
Okay, that's the voice of the CEO, Mr. Austin Masari. Sorry, Mr. Austin Amara. So I'm getting used to your name now, Mr. Masari. Welcome. This is the most talk about our platform, the Family Diary, and every Saturday we appear on the show. We bring people to give their own experience on relationship. Tonight as we said, we'll be discussing why relationship or multiple relationships are necessary. So let's first of all, for the sake of the public who are watching you, can you please call your name again?
Hello listeners, once more, I am Victor Wisdom Mansare.
Okay, so you see why it was good for me to ask you to call your name again. We didn't add your Wisdom Masari, your middle name.
Okay.
So now it is Victor W. Masari. Welcome to the show.
Okay, welcome to.
So let's quickly jump into it. What do you? Let's first of all know, who are you, and who are you? What do you know about relationship before going into the issue?
Okay. By profession, I'm a teacher, a classroom teacher, and I understand that I have depth understanding when it comes to relationship because I have the experience. I've been into one, and I've been a counselor for quite some time now, and I believe I have a vast knowledge on relationship.
Wow. So we are now into the show where it's after 7 in Liberia. You're a classroom teacher. You have a vast knowledge on experience and knowledge on a relationship. The public is all yours to share that more important experience that you have had so far.
Okay. Thank you once more. The topic under discussion tonight says, can a person have a successful relationship with multiple partners? We're going to have this discussion in depth as to why it will be necessary or it will not be necessary. To start with, the success of a relationship involves multiple partners, commonly referred to as polyamory. Depends on various factors including communication, trust, and individual compatibility. Here is an in-depth discussion on why it can work and potential challenges. It can actually work based on serious factors I am coming to explain for the understanding of listeners this night. The first thing we need to understand here, you can actually succeed in having multiple relationships. That is, if you're a man, you have 2 women, or if you're a woman, you have 2 men. You can actually be able to understand and cope with this relationship. The first thing we need to take into consideration here is communication. One of the things that can help multiple relationships to work is communication. Open and honest communication is crucial in polyamorous relationships. Partners must express their needs, boundaries, and emotions effectively to ensure everyone's needs are met and potential conflicts are addressed promptly. Why communication is very much important? For example, I'm a man dating 2 women. We have this common communication among the 3 of us, and everybody will show their boundaries. For example, now it has been said that I'm going to spend 3 days with you. I'm going to spend 3 days with you. That is 6 days in the week. We have 7 days. Now, I need to communicate that. If I am to spend these 3 days with Lady X, I need to communicate it with Lady Y. For Lady Y to understand very much that, oh, this man is spending these 3 days with Lady Y. So when once there is this communication and it is flowing amongst the 3 of us, it will have a very good relationship. Also, we should understand each and everyone's boundaries, their likes and their dislikes. When once we are able to communicate these things and we have knowledge about those things, I think the relationship will work.
Wow.
Secondly, I also want to take the second one that says consent and trust. All partners involved must consent to the arrangement willingly and trust each other implicitly. Building and maintaining trust is essential for the relationship stability and longevity. Consent. I need to have your consent on a particular arrangement, on a particular topic. For example, I want to celebrate Lady X's birthday this coming month. I will have the consent of Lady Y for her to give her own input when it comes to the celebration of Lady X's birthday. Now, with having consent with the two, it will help to build what we call honesty. You need to be honest in a relationship. If you are celebrating Lady X's birthday, you also need to celebrate Lady Y's birthday, because you are showing them that you have consent with the two of them, and also you are honest in doing whatever you are doing for each of them. And that will help immensely to make the relationship work well. But wherein what you are doing with Lady X, you're not doing it with Lady Y, that will create serious problem in a multiple relationship. Also, there is this other factor that says compatibility. Compatibility among partners plays a significant role. Each individual must be compatible with others emotionally, intellectually, and sexually to maintain harmony within the relationship. Each and every individual or party in this relationship must feel belong. They must know they are attached to each other. When once Lady X, Lady Y, and the man in question knows that we have this relationship and it is working, then it is going to be 100%. It is going to be a good one, because we all are compatible. Whatever you are going through, Lady Y, I can feel the pinch. Lady X can also feel the pinch. Whatever Lady X is going through, personally or family-wise, we can also feel the same pain with Lady Y. So when once we are able to build this compatibility among the three of you, I know and I believe your relationship will work. We have what we call emotional support. Multiple partners can provide diverse forms of emotional support, fulfilling different needs for each individual. This can lead to more enriched and fulfilling relationship dynamic. Emotional support. We all have different feelings. We can feel different way, and that is why we are unique as being. Whenever there is something that is bugging me or I'm going through emotionally, I need the consent or I need the involvement of the two parties, that is Lady X and Lady Y, to see how best they can support, they can help into my emotional problem. And when once that happens, it will create a very good relationship. We must succeed, and we will succeed, because we are feeling for each other. We are feeling for each other. So whatever you feel, the other person feels, you will see that the relationship will be growing from strength to strength. That is what we call emotional support. We also have this other factor that says shared values. Shared values. See, respect, commitment serve as a foundation for successful polyamorous relationship. When all partners align on these fundamental principles, the relationship is more likely to thrive. Shared values, such as honesty, commitment, respect. These are things that make up the foundation for a good relationship, multiple relationship. You respect me with my values and every other thing that concerns me. I respect you with those other things. Whatever are your values, your norms and practices, I also respect those things. When once, because in a proverb which says, respect is reciprocal. If I respect you, obviously you're bound to respect me. But wherein you are disrespecting the other party, obviously you are also going to disrespect yourself. You're not going to take any respect from any other person. So we respect each other in a relationship and practice what we call honesty. These are fundamental principles that can make a multiple relationship work. It will work. The relationship will thrive. It will yield benefit because we all have knowledge on what we are doing. On all what I have said, obviously there are challenges and considerations in a multiple relationship. So if you fail to put into practice all what I have read, the 5 principles I've just read and explained to you, if you fail to do those things, obviously there are challenges, there are considerations you also need to take into consideration. Now, what are some of these things? One is jealousy and insecurity. When once you are unable to communicate between the two ladies, Lady X and Lady Y, and there is no free communication amongst the 3 of you, obviously things like this will arise. Jealousy and insecurity. One person will feel that the man is showing more concern, more time, respect and everything to the other woman, and it will create jealousy. It will arouse the feelings of jealousy and insecurity. Feelings of jealousy and insecurity can arise even in counseling non-monogamous relationships. Addressing and managing these emotions requires self-awareness, effective communication and resourcefulness from all partners involved. When once you are not able to communicate well, things like this will arise. Jealousy and insecurity. We also have this challenge, and it is time and energy management. Time and energy management. Balancing the needs and schedules of multiple partners can be challenging. Actually, it is challenging to say, these first 3 days I am supposed to be with Lady Y. The second 3 days I'm supposed to be with Lady X. It is actually challenging. It is difficult to balance. But you need wisdom to do that. The lack of wisdom then can lead you to problem. Individuals must allocate time and energy efficiently to maintain healthy relationships while also attending to other responsibilities such as work and family. So if you are unable to allocate time and energy in your multiple relationship, then that relationship is bound to fail or not to succeed. These are some of the challenges you will face. We also have what we call social stigma and external pressure. Polygamous relationships may face societal stigma and judgment from others who adhere to traditional monogamous norms. Navigating these external pressures requires resilience and a strong support network. You know, these are stigmas, these are things you will face in the society. Other people will begin to tell you, what are you actually seeing in that relationship? When you actually know that your man is having another woman and you are the second person, what are you actually looking for? So you have to face those challenges. There are stigmas that society will bring to you. But it all depends on the foundation with which that relationship was built. When once you guys have communicated it, I think it will work. But if you do not communicate all of these things very well, obviously, stigma from society, other utterances from society will definitely be a serious challenge to a multiple relationship. You have potential for imbalance. It says powers dynamics and imbalance among partners can occur. If one individual needs, desires, consistently take precedence over others, regular check-ins and discussion are necessary to ensure fairness and equity with the relationship. Now, you have this two relationship. You have these two women. You need to strike balance relationship. Have a balanced attitude. Whatever you are doing for Lady X, you also do it for Lady Y. If you are supporting Lady Y with 50 United States dollars at the end of the month, support Lady X with that same amount. But why will you face such challenges? It's because you are not honest and even sharing what you have between the two ladies. As a result, it will be a serious challenge. So these are some of the foundation and some challenges that you will face. The first five I've just given you or highlighted here are those that will help you to succeed in multiple relationships. And the last five are the challenges you might face if you fail to adhere to the first five factors I've just highlighted. Now, in conclusion, while polyamorous relationships can be successful with open communication, trust, compatibility, they also present unique challenges that require careful navigation and ongoing effort from all parties involved. Ultimately, the success of such relationships depends on the commitment and willingness of individuals to prioritize mutual respect, understanding, and emotional well-being. This topic we are discussing can work for certain people. It can also not work for other people. For those who are ready to adhere to the first five factors, will definitely have a relationship that is multiple, and they will succeed. It will thrive. But when once you don't understand those factors and you're not applying those factors, you also have to face those challenges highlighted just after the five factors. So you will face serious problems, serious challenges. And so in conclusion, you just have that mutual understanding. Let every party understand what actually we are doing. When once it is to the consent of each and every one of us, I think and I believe we will have a very good multiple relationship. I think
Great.
I want to end from there.
Yeah, great. So before we allow you to drill us through in the topic and stuff like that, because the audience want to hear from you why you're supporting this particular topic on a discussion. There are other people who want to disagree with you. They are not in support of multiple relationships. But again, we needed to have given you the time to drill us through why you're supporting. So you talk about communication. You can help us again. Communication. The second one, you talk about.
The second one is consent and trust.
And trust.
Yeah.
Yeah. The third one you talk about.
Compatibility.
Compatibility. The fourth you talk about.
Emotional support.
Emotional support. Okay.
And the last one is shared values.
Shared values. Yeah. Okay. So, folks, if you're just joining us, this is the Family Diary. It comes your way every Saturday at 7 p.m. in Liberia. So tonight we have our guest, Mr. Victor Masare, who is our guest for the show tonight on the topic multiple relationship. Again, we have of us in the room the CEO, Mr. Amara, is also here listening, and I saw him nodding his head when Mr. Masari was presenting why he's supporting this particular topic on the discussion. But again, I want to say thank you so much for drilling us through. But again, Zamara, a great show tonight. You listened to Mr. Masari. As I said, we needed to have given him the time to go through and for the viewers. So let's hear from you.
Excuse me. I think he spoke well, and then I just doubt few things running in my mind, and I want to ask him some technical questions, and I hope it shouldn't be technical for him. Mr. Suare, right? Masari. The way you did your presentation is very unique. But again, when we say if you fall in love, you as a man, because you spoke completely, with that authoritativeness that you are in charge, you are the man in charge.
Yeah.
So you can choose whosoever you want to choose, right? At certain point of your life. Now, my question is, what if you fall in love with this girl, and this girl, you are deeply in love with her, and she boldly tell you, say, she do not support multiple relationship, right? And you as a man is in love, and she too is also in love as well. What will you do?
Okay.
So, that's a powerful question. Let's hear from Mr. Masari.
Yeah, if I happens to have a relationship that is in love, and she does not need multiple relationship, that is to say, somebody that will make the second person or two to her. First of all, I like to be very blunt. That is to say, seeking the consent of every woman is very much paramount. To be candid, there are people who operate in this type of relationship who come from, another religious background, who operates on this particular form, that is having two wives. So if I actually love this girl and I want to be in a relationship with her, I think I will discuss things like this with her. That I need you and I love you. But I have this other relationship. I need to seek the consent of this girl, making her to understand the reason why I am not letting go of that other relationship and keeping her also. Because it all depends on the reasons why you are having a relationship. We all are not having a relationship because we just want to have a relationship, right? There are times, for example, I have this relationship, we stayed together for quite some time, but she's not bringing forth children. But I do not want to let her go. Not for me not to be ungrateful to this other lady. And I have seen another woman. I am also bringing in you. Now I need to explain to you the circumstances, and also for you to understand that this is a situation on board. If she is going to allow it, well and good. I think that is going to be the foundation we are going to start from. If she does not, then I am not going to force the relationship at all.
So let me ask this question quickly. That's a great response from you. If you were a Christian and you got married and you took oath, because I heard you talking about maybe you married or you are into a relationship for quite a years for some time, and you that woman is not bringing forth children, and you decided to take another girl. Let's say you are married, and at the end of the day you have already taken an oath, and for better for worse. And at the end of the day you see or you notice that your woman that you get married to, she's not bringing up children, and you want to take another relationship to bring. Do you think you will not be going against the scripture if you were a Christian? Don't you think you'll be going against the scripture or the vow that you took? Because if you take a vow, it means that you should live, for better, for worse, right?
Yeah.
Don't you think you'll be going against the scripture or the vow that you took?
Yeah. As you rightly put it, if I were a Christian, I spoke from the point of, I could say, a secular point of view. And once you are speaking on a topic like this, you need to also know that you have Christians we have Muslims, we have people who are not actually involved into any of these.
Right.
And so what might be good for you might be bad for another person. So if I am a Christian, and of course the Bible lay emphasis on that when once you both have come together, you are one.
Right.
You are one. And the Bible does not encourage what we call divorce or what have you. Now, even at that point, some women can initiate that concern that because we are not having children, I am ready for you to take another wife. Even though it is against the principles of the Bible, but some other women can initiate that. So it can also work if the woman so desire and if the two people have consent on the issue.
So, Brother Wilson and Brother Wilson and Poker is watching. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Wilson, you are watching. Thank you. You say keep it up. Thank you for also following us. Okay, continue.
So it can work. But from that background, Bible says when once the marriage is honorable and the bed is undefiled, that's what the Bible says, and then you guys are together, you are one.
So meaning if the woman
It is
consent,
not, yeah.
if the woman consent, because some of them I saw that in the Bible where a woman was married.
It happens to Sarah.
Sarah, right?
Yeah,
where she
and
decided
Abraham.
to take somebody
Agar,
and
yeah,
bring her
yeah.
and to bear children. So
Yeah.
if the woman consent, it means
Yeah.
that there will be no issue. Okay, thank you so much, RCO. That was his response.
Yeah, so this is the first part, and he said he agreed upon, people getting into multiple relationship from your own standpoint now. So he said he for such people. So I think we will give the benefit of the doubt to the audience as to see how somebody will come out and say, they want to go, against what he's already approved. To see how we can have an open discussion, to give him again the benefit of the doubt, and also give the next person who may come to challenge. So that, because this is a topic that I think what is currently happening in this country that leading to so many homes breaking apart, I think this identical topic is one of the key factors, and I want us to handle it with care. We need to apply every aspect of it. We need to observe it carefully as to how we discuss it, because today he's for, right? He's for, but tomorrow somebody may also watch it and say, why would he be for? You understand me? When knowing for the word that that topic is a key factor to destroy many relationships. So I want us to just, for my own opinion, to leave it at a least for now until somebody should come up and say, I don't support multiple relationship. You understand me? So let we hear that out, because we all need to learn. As we sharing ideas, we need to also take in ideas. So for his part, is he defended why he fought, and I think he did extremely well. He did extremely well. He defended it as if to say that what he got into.
So
however,
right.
But however, Brother Victor, who said thank you, and maybe my co-host got a question to ask, but As for me, I think what I wanted to hear, whether he was for or against, I've already gotten it. I've already gotten his idea. So, and I know 100%, even you can't change your mind to go against.
Right.
Yeah, my mind is for. So I think I just want to leave it as far.
Thank you, CEO. Mr. Masari, before we leave you, I just want you to please throw a little light on, because in Liberia, in essence of the show, my CEO indicated at the beginning, I mean, is to heal people who are into issues like this. I know what you have said. There are a lot of people in Liberia, in and out of Liberia, practicing what I be religion. Some people, they are not even Muslims, they are not Christians, and they practice this. And, you know, there are people who are not married, they have multiple relationships, and they cope with it. And, you know, so I just want you to know, tell us as to how can a person, if a man into many or multiple relationships, how can you satisfy? Because you talk about communication. I mean, there are more. I want you to throw light on some of these things. How can you satisfy? How can you satisfy multiple relationships? How can you satisfy 2 to 3 women at the same time?
Okay. As I said, it is not only envisaged in Liberia, South Africa, some part of Libya are practicing it, wherein a woman is having more than 1, 2 men, and it is working. As I said, communication. I am already loving this girl. The second person knows about it. I need to communicate it to you that I am loving Lady X. If you so agree to love you also, these are the principles of this relationship we are about to make.
If she refuses,
then there is no relationship.
Even if you are in love with her or she's in love with you deeply, will you ignore the fact that she loves you because you want to have a multiple relationship?
Now the problem we are having in multiple relationship is very simple. You are not truthful to yourself. You the man, you're not truthful to yourself. You should be truthful to yourself. That Lady X, I have you and I have this one. Allow both of them to accept that the two of us are with this man. I don't think you'll have problem in that. It is also difficult to satisfy a being. It is very much difficult. But because all of you have consented to this relationship, it is going to work. Because you all have consent to it. You agree upon the principles you started the relationship with. So obviously it will work. Of course, check the population of women to men nowadays. That is the reason why you have many of the women roaming around the streets. They are roaming around the streets because they don't have people that will help them. People that will help them. Some people who are working on this relationship are succeeding. There are no complaints. 2 wives are living in the same apartment with a man, living happily. It all depends on the foundation upon which the relationship was built. That is one, communication. As I also said, consent and trust. You need to trust all of them. And they should trust you as well. When you say, this is what I have done for this, that person already believed that, yes, this man is not lying to me. If I have to buy you a phone, no, I have 1 phone, but I'm not going to give it to you. I'm waiting for me to have another phone, and I will share those 2 phones between the 2 of you.
Considering the economy of a country like Liberia, and a man decides to have multiple relationships, do you consider it as well? Do you consider what is that? What could be your financial strength for I mean, before going into such very expensive thing that you're talking about? Because having multiple relationships, you have to be strong, you have to be financially strong and stuff like that.
Okay, you don't need to be financially strong.
Then how do you
In the interior, we have typical examples.
how do you support the both?
You will support the both of them. Go to the interior, see one man having a very vast farm and having 2-3 wives.
And those women make farm for
Make farms. They have their gardens and what have
do you
you.
think you having those women into slavery because maybe you are the most handsome man, or maybe you are the king, or you are maybe because of your position in the community or in that town, you have multiple wives and stuff.
Okay,
like
and here comes what we call the situation, the circumstances, right? The circumstances on board. It all depends on the situation that may arise, that will cause you as a man to have 2 wives. I am not backing this topic because I am practicing it, but I am backing it because I see reasons, and substantial reasons, as I'm saying, and I believe it will work when once an individual decide to put all of these principles on board and follow. That person will definitely succeed. It all depends on the situation, right?
So someone says most often it's been practiced by the Muslim. How true is it?
Yeah, it is true. The Muslims practice that. They have more than 1 wife.
Traditional people.
Their tradition, they practice it. So it is not a problem. You have this woman will cook for the first 3 days, this other woman the second 3 days, and you see this woman will be sleeping with a man these 3 days, something like that. They have shared responsibilities, and they are coping with that. For example, now listen to this other scenario. A woman, let me say you were happily married, you lost your husband, and you need that respect. Somebody else is ready to pick you, to assist you, probably with the children or other stuff. But the person is in a relationship. Most times those women accept to be second wives to that relationship. Why? Because of the situation at the point. They don't want to become vulnerable. They want somebody to watch over their head, probably to help them with the children and other things. So they can accept the relationship in that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wilson say great explanation. So thank you so much. I hope you will come back again to somebody watching this video will want to counter argue on this. There are a lot of people who think that multiple relationships are not unique to Liberians as well. So again, I want to say thank you. Your parting comment. Yes. Can you give us your parting?
Actually, it is not a do or die thing. It is not something we have to fight. It's just to bring out points that will convince other people to believe it or not to believe it, or to practice it or not to practice it. But when once you find yourself in that situation, because it will arise based on the circumstances on board. So that is my end point here. It all depends. If you want to practice it, you need to take into consideration the first 5 factors I've just explained, and make sure you follow them to the latter. I think and I believe it will work for you.
So your last comment on the young people or the men who are watching. There are a lot of men in Liberia here who maybe they decided to get one wife or one girlfriend. And that girl, no matter how that girl decide to treat them, they always in that relationship, no matter the condition, they will always be there. And we have listened on the social media and on BBC where people will get killed because of a relationship, because of a marriage and stuff like that. What could be that encouragement to do?
Yeah, if you are already in a relationship, a single relationship, You work on that relationship. This is about the feelings. If you decide to have two, well and good for you. You are going to operate in that. If you decide to have one, well and good also for you. So you need to operate on the one you will select or decide to do.
Even if the one is bad, it may give you tough time, give you hell, and you still want to continue into
Fine. This is from it is from that point I am speaking from. The situation on board. You will not tell me you are into a relationship and you are always disgraced at every point in time. At every point in time. You tell me you are going to keep that relationship. Life is short. Life is too short for you to, to entertain those things.
All right. Thank you so much. Great show tonight. Again, this is the Family Diary on the Diary section. It comes your way every Saturday at 7 p.m. in Liberia. And tonight we were talking about multiple relationship. And Mr. Masari was 4. And we hope to get, for those of you who are watching, who have been following our show, we hope to get somebody, who can't argue or who want to come and bring their own experience as to this particular topic. We want to say thank you so much. Our guest tonight spoke on the key factors of multiple relationships. He talked about communication. He also talked about consent and trust. That means you have to accept whatever. He also talked about compatibility. He talked about emotional support. We talk about shared values. These are the 5 factors in considering such a wonderful topic tonight. So I want to say thank you so much for always following. We urge you to please keep following this platform, because this platform has come to stay and it's also come to heal the wounds out there. My name is Reginus Levy. We're here together. The CEO and myself, and thank you and goodbye for